Back in 2018, the world was introduced to Astro Bot, a little platforming robot who jumps around various worlds rescuing other bots in peril. The first entry in a future household name though was exclusively a PlayStation VR game, meaning those who weren't diving into virtual worlds like myself missed out. 2 years later, another Astro game arrived, but this time it was infinitely more accessible. Every single lucky PlayStation 5 owner was greeted by Astro's Playroom when they booted up their new console, and the short platforming experience was almost unanimously loved thanks to its use of the new DualSense controller and its delightful references to other important games throughout the history of the PlayStation. Now back for a third time, Astro Bot returns in Astro Bot, a new full-sized 3D platformer that's a joyous celebration of gaming as a whole. Our hero Astro Bot begins their new adventure flying through space in a PS5-shaped spaceship, when all of a sudden an encounter with a nasty alien brings them crashing onto an unknown planet. With the ship now missing some key components, it's up to our charming electronic hero to hop from planet to planet in search of parts and other robots who can help repair the console/intergalactic vehicle and put a stop to the alien menace. It's a simple story that gets you straight into the action and onto a whole host of delightfully themed platforming worlds. If you played Astro's Playroom, you'll feel immediately at home controlling Astro on this new adventure. The abilities are almost identical to the last outing, which means you'll be jumping, hovering and spinning your way across the galaxy. It'll take you all of a minute to feel entirely at home moving our protagonist around the game's astonishingly varied stages and looking for collectibles, and then the real fun begins. Variety is absolutely the name of the game in Astro Bot, with each self-contained and mostly linear world containing something new to experience. Whether you're helping free a massive robot from its shackles or climbing up a singing tree, it's impossible not to have a smile plastered across your face. And thanks to a selection of creative power-ups you have access to, each new world you step on feels exciting. Every time a new item was handed to me in Astro Bot, I found myself thinking that most games would have one idea this good that carried them to success. Boxing gloves are used with the left and right triggers and can be used to swing off certain platforms and launch yourself off certain coloured blobs. There's also a watch that allows you to pause time to hop across rapidly moving platforms, a dog jetpack that launches you forward at breakneck speed and can smash through glass, and monkey arms you can use to climb between banana-shaped anchor points. Each of these pieces of gear, and many more by the way, are only given to you in a couple of stages, but they're all so perfectly implemented and fun to use that I'd find myself trying to activate them on the next stage as if they just felt like part of my core moveset. While making your way from the beginning of a level to the end is the main goal of Astro Bot, there are also all sorts of hidden collectibles to find on each world. As usual, bots still need rescuing by Astro, many of which are dressed like popular video game characters through the ages. The absolute joy of finding a bot dressed up like a character you love is unparalleled if you have even a small amount of love for gaming's rich history, and some of the deeper cuts made my heart so incredibly happy. I'd love to talk about each and every one of my favourites, but I'd be stealing your joy away. And joy is the word more than any other I'd use to describe Astro Bot, be it the joy of using your spin attack to spin around a nut-shaped enemy in a delightful flourish, or the joy of fighting an incredibly creative boss, or the joy of successfully taking on a tricky platforming challenge level and being awarded an exciting new dressed-up bot for doing so. Each of the game's 5 worlds ends in a stage entirely modelled around a popular PlayStation game, and you'd better believe that every single one of these injected pure, unfiltered joy right into my heart. I'm not sure a game has ever made me feel more like a giddy little kid than Astro Bot. If there's ever a time I'm feeling down in life, the one place I know that I'm going to be able to cheer myself up is the hub area of Astro Bot. The crash site is an area that initially is a barren wasteland, with nothing worth exploring, but every bot you rescue will eventually come and live in this little desert haven. By spending coins in the gacha machine, you'll be given accessories for your dressed up bots based on the video games they're from, and when you interact with them from then on, they will react in a new special way. There are also extra secrets to uncover in this hub area which you can access by commanding your bots to help you in an almost Pikmin-esque way once you've gathered enough of them, swinging off a rope made up of popular gaming characters to reach a new area, or running up a wall made of stacked gaming heroes just never ceases to delight. One of the most notable things about Astro's Playroom when it was released as a pack-in title was how well it used all the DualSense's features, and Team Asobi have ensured that's still the case this time around. Running across glass and feeling your sharp footsteps rumbling across the back of the controller, or hearing the tinkling noises through the speaker in your hands is just still pure magic. The adaptive triggers are assigned to the special items and are a delight to use too, and cement the game as a whole as the perfect demonstration of the tech once again. And no review of Astro Bot would be complete without mentioning the visuals and the audio, which are simply exceptional. The colourful worlds are a delight to the eyes, with jaw-dropping visual effects that ensure that some of the game's more surprising set-piece moments completely blow you away. Everything from tiny sound effects to the background music is implemented exquisitely so, with a few standout songs worthy of even the most carefully curated Spotify playlist. It's almost impossible to think of any negative aspects of Astro Bot, it's just that wonderful a game. There are some motion control elements that won't be to everyone's taste, but they can be turned off in the options menu if you really don't enjoy them. I also would appreciate it if the game told you which games some of the more obscure dressed up bots came from, but to call that a complaint is a bit of a stretch. Astro Bot is, frankly, one of the greatest platformers of all time, with a vast selection of creative stages, gorgeous visuals, and a ridiculous amount of video game references that never cease to make you smile. The creativity and variety of the game is absolutely sensational, and exploring worlds for collectibles is a joy. Astro Bot is a game that sets a new standard in 3D platforming, and is now already one of my all-time favourites, which is why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Hey, Adam from GodIsAGeek.com here. Thank you for watching Lyle's video review of Astro Bot. Couldn't disagree with a word he said. I've been playing it myself as well, and it's just, again, joy is exactly right. If you did enjoy this video, let us know in the comments if you're going to be playing it. You are, let's face it, everyone is. If you own a PlayStation 5, you're going to be playing this, right? And do know that you can go to patreon.com/GodIsAGeek, where you can join our community that's ever growing there and get exclusive access to things and early access to other things. Do subscribe, do hit the bell button, and make sure you never miss any future content, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.